Dilemmas? Yeah.
Dilemma, yeah.
I've had a few in my life. So
Where we all,
I think
man.
I'm qualified to talk.
Yeah. So I've got one here. I think you was here when we talked about it, but I wanted to get your opinion on it.
By the way, that guy spoke really well, man.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a very articulate young man.
Moby, big up Moby One.
Yeah.
If you're watching this.
Actually, I'm going to check out some of it. He's a rapper, right?
Yeah. Definitely
so
check
out some of his content.
Definitely.
Because the way he speaks, I know he's got a way with words. You know, like when you can hear a certain man, you think, yeah, man, that guy.
If you hear his music, it's like, I'll leave you to hear it.
I'll definitely check him out. Yeah.
This is the one I want to get your opinion on because you worked in corporate.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the dilemma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm dealing with some real stuff at work. No, wait. This is I'm dealing with some real stuff at work, and I could use some advice. I'm a black man working in corporate finance in London, and it's wild because the staff be dropping racial jokes about blacks and Asians.
Been there.
Yeah. You see. It's messing with me, but I'm hesitant to speak out because I don't want to mess up the chance of me moving up in the company. I'm torn between standing up for what's right and keeping my career on track. Got any advice on how to deal with this?
I can understand why you would want to avoid the types of hassle that will come with tackling the situation.
Yeah.
But my advice to anybody, and indeed I've been there at certain levels before in my life, I would always want to tackle it. And I'll tell you why, because number one, if you don't tackle things like that, they fester. And what happens when things fester? It can explode. On people. Secondly, I think something like that, as a black person, you owe it not just to yourself, but people coming after you to make a stand. Now, when I say make a stand, I'm not saying get out there and start shouting, jump, because that's what the racists expect you to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you can approach things, so you can try and go through the company's procedures, the HR, you know what I mean? You try and get representation, maybe get a letter, meet with people and say, look, man, this is happening. I'm not happy about it. I don't think it's funny. Maybe the guys didn't mean it to be malicious, but I personally do not find this funny. And seek to address it and make sure it's on the record. That's one thing I would always tell people. If you've got issues at work,
make sure
it's on the record.
What
because
about
if you ever get to a tribunal stage, because I've been a shop steward before in my lifetime. You've got to have these things documented.
On record,
And it makes your case much easier if you do.
What if, let's say you told HR, but what if his colleagues get like mad because they might have felt like, why didn't you say it to them? Why didn't you confront them first? Or why didn't you let them know kind of thing? What do you think about that? Or does it really matter?
I guess it depends on the relationship you have with those people at the time. So if you've got a good working relationship and a guy makes a little joke and you think, rah, I mean, what's all that about? You might be inclined to say to the guy, listen, man, I know you didn't mean to upset me, but actually I do find that offensive. So if you've got that kind of relationship with a person, then you can deal with it that way. But you've got to be careful because by doing that, but just dealing with a person, when things get hot now, he'll say, yeah, but me and him spoke, man. I thought he was cool with it. So you've got to have things on the record. Exactly. So you've got to have things on the record. And my previous experience in workplaces is, if you have it on the record and you let people know high up that I'm not happy with this situation, they will get called to account at some point, because you can go to whoever. If you go to a tribunal or court or whatever, you will say, well, listen, man, I told Josh, I said, listen, man, this is happening. It's on your watch. I let you know. The fact that you didn't do anything about it, that's on you, not me. So you're protecting yourself as well.
That is true.
So, no, so that's how I would deal with that.
Solid advice, man. Solid advice. I hope that helps, man. I really hope that helps.
Yeah, you normally find that helps. Escalate it, man.
Escalate it.
Even if you ain't got to be like all loud and thing with it, aggressive with it, but just know within yourself that if you escalate it and do it in the right way, go through the right channels, ultimately you will come off best.
Nice. Solid advice. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Cool.